So you've got a G80 M3, or maybe you're in the market to buy one, but you don't want to crash like all these other idiots that you see on social media. In one of my last videos, I explained to you guys what it is about the driving modes in this car that make it so easy to crash, and just why so many people are crashing them every single day and ending up on Copart. But after the past 9 months of daily driving this thing in so many different scenarios, from roll racing on the highway to back road driving, I think I finally realized what it takes to drive this car fast and spiritedly, all while staying safe but still having fun. So today's video is going to be a crash course on how to not crash your G80 M3 but still have fun and not end up like those idiots you see online. Some of these tips are going to be a little bit more simple and obvious, while others are going to be a little bit more advanced when it comes to the driving modes in this car, which, like I said in my last video, is exactly what makes people crash this car so much. So let's hop right into the crash course on how to not crash your G80 M3. Let's start off with the most obvious tip, which is tires. Now this car comes with 2 sets of tires, one really good and one really shit tire. You get randomly selected either the Pirelli P0s or the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S star spec, and the star is very important. You see, the star spec in the middle of the tire has a Cup 2 compound, which means it's very soft and it grips very easily, especially when you get these tires hot. A lot of people don't know that, and they're trying to drift on these tires. They're trying to do donuts on these tires. You can't do that. You are essentially trying to drift or do donuts on racing tires, and I've seen people pop this thing into rear-wheel drive mode, try to drift around a corner, and just straight up grip and send their car right into a wall. Off to Copart you go. But if you want to grip, you're gonna need the PS4S star spec tires. The other tires that come on this car are Pirelli P0s, which universally are known by G80 owners to absolutely suck. Even when you get those tires hot enough, they just don't seem to grip. I mean, I've seen people do perfect drifts around corners on Pirelli tires in the summer in 100+ degree weather. Then that summer tire must be pretty shit. So I guess the first step is knowing what tires you have and not trying to grip on shit tires, but also not trying to drift on racing tires. All right, so when driving this thing, there's a couple things you got to take into consideration when you're choosing your driving mode and what to drive it in depending on where you are. One of the things that bothers me so much, because it can be fixed with such a simple Google search, is that people drag race this thing in 4-wheel drive sport. Why are you drag racing in MDM mode? It just doesn't make sense. You can only activate 4-wheel drive sport if you click the traction button, put it in MDM mode, go back, and now you're in only 4-wheel drive sport. You can't go 4-wheel drive, you can't go 2-wheel drive MDM, and that's the reason people crash it in 2-wheel drive, is because in order to have it in 2-wheel drive, you have to have DSC fully off, go to MX Drive setup, and put it in 2-wheel drive. So every assist in the car is fully off. There is nothing saving you. If you put your 4,000-pound car into the wall, there is no assist that is going to randomly send power to any wheels. You are just going to crash. That is why people crash. This is not a thing on the manual cars. This is not a thing on the rear-wheel drive only cars. This is only on the X-Drive models. So if you're wondering why all-wheel drive models are crashing more than rear-wheel drive models are, it's because of this. You can only have it in 2-wheel drive mode with every assist off in the car. You can't have it in MDM mode 2-wheel drive, which I think is the dumbest thing and dumbest decision that BMW's ever made. Do not drag race in this mode. Let's turn this car on because I'm getting hot as hell. For anyone wondering, I have IRL catless downpipes and an IRL resonated mid-pipe. I think this car sounds great as it sits right now. But if I was about to go and drag race from a dig, from a roll, in any situation, this is how I would do it. Turn traction off and all the way off, and have everything in the sportiest settings, but have 4-wheel drive selected. Not 4-wheel drive sport, and definitely not 2-wheel drive, full 4-wheel drive. But let's get out of here. So 4-wheel drive sport is essentially an all-wheel drive drift mode. The reason I get so mad and so upset at people is because it takes a basic Google search to go on your phone and look up what 4-wheel drive sport does. If I type in 4-wheel drive sport BMW M3 and I look at what 4-wheel drive sport is, it clearly says here, 4-wheel drive sport is very heavily rear-wheel drive biased, which allows the car to rotate better in turns and only sends power to the front wheels when the rear tires slip. I understand how that can be confusing. That is basically full rear-wheel drive, but when you slip, it just sends power to the front wheel. That is also another reason why, in my opinion, people crash all the time. Because if you're in 4-wheel drive sport and you start to slip and you're turning the car and it sends power to those front wheels, then instead of correcting it, you're just going to go and turn into the wall. Or I don't know, maybe you counter steer and you just end up going straight, which could also be an issue. It's not even 4-wheel drive, so honestly, I do gotta blame BMW for that. They should have just made this car 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive MDM, and then full 2-wheel drive. For daily driving, doing things on the highway, doing things on regular roads, just keep it in 4-wheel drive the whole time. Don't even bother putting in any other mode because you just can't even use it on the highway. For the purpose of this video, let's pop it in MDM and see how it feels on the highway. Right off the bat, it picks up a lot slower, but it does have a bit more driving feel. Some of the assists are turned off, not all of them, but I do feel a lot. The car does feel like it handles a little bit better. Oh, I don't know what you're doing. Maybe I'm the asshole, honestly. I think I am the asshole. But anyways, 4-wheel drive sport, I do feel the tires a little bit better. I do feel where the car is going a lot more. It doesn't have all the assists on like the car usually has on, but it still doesn't really feel like full all-wheel drive or even full 2-wheel drive. But I know there's one thing you guys want to see, and that is full 2-wheel drive mode, so let's go ahead and do that. With these tires especially, it is very sketchy. It is very, very sketchy doing two-wheel drive because these tires are so freaking sticky. Like, I don't know when they're gonna grip and when they're not gonna grip. There's not DSC, and all the other hidden driving modes and assists are fully turned off. But another big thing with two-wheel drive mode that I just remembered is that I also don't know when my tires are spinning. Like, I literally don't know. There's no feel in the suspension, no feel in the car other than just vibration. But this car is fully straight pipe, so it vibrates all the time anyways. It's got catless down pipes, a single mid pipe. It vibrates all the time. I seriously don't know when my tires are spinning unless I either hear them or I see the car going sideways. You see how beautiful that road is in front of me. Please get the hell out from in front of me, you freaking Volkswagen. My God, that road looks so beautiful. I think we gotta go in manual mode for this one. Oh my gosh. Residential roads, let me slow down. Let's try those same corners, same curves in MDM mode, see if it makes any difference, see if it feels a little bit better too. I mean, I feel the car a little bit more. I feel the curves, but it definitely feels like it could slip. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm a little scared. It eats it eats them pretty good. I think I'm honestly just scared to throw the car in four-wheel drive sport. It's just, I've seen so many people crash with this. I just don't even want to do it. Oof. So now I'm in four-wheel drive mode. The car feels just so much more smooth. I don't know, I don't know what it is. And I gotta slow down because there's a state trooper right here. Another thing we haven't talked about is this car is fast enough as it is already. Like, you've got 500 plus horsepower. When you put some mods on it and you don't tune it, you have about 530 wheel, I want to say, but people tune this car and they still expect it to handle perfect. They expect it to handle exactly how it handled before you tuned it. That's not the case at all. This car has got so much freaking torque as it is already, but when you tune it, it's just got way more. And you're talking about like 650, 700 horsepower wheel, trying to drive this thing around corners. It's not a Lamborghini. It doesn't have that like crazy downforce. So you're talking about a 700 horsepower sedan, and you expect it to handle exactly the way it did like before you tuned it. It's not the case. It's not gonna happen. Just because of how fast it is. But if you want a good handling car, then just get this, put a CS flash on it, and don't tune it, and you're good to go. So I hope this video helped you understand a little bit more of the driving modes of this car, what they're used for, and when you should use them. Also, things like tires and just understanding how this car drives is also very important. I've had this car for months, 9 months to be exact, and I freaking love it. I love this car so much. It really has everything I could ever possibly need. But for me and what I do, I really just keep it in full four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive mode all the time, and only put it in two-wheel drive if I feel like I want to be a little bit extra around a corner, or I just want to do a crazy burnout, which I don't do often because I'm not a tire slayer. I'm a tire saver. These shits are freaking expensive, but thank God I was able to find a full set of rear tires for like 400 bucks on eBay. Trust me, eBay is the move. That is the secret to getting good tires for a cheap price. But I love this car. I love the way it looks. I love the paint. I love everything about it. I'm taking this thing to Gatlinburg next week, so if any of you guys are gonna be there, comment down below. I want to see and meet every single one of y'all. I'm also trying to be a little bit more myself, a little bit more authentic, and a little bit less YouTubey, if that makes sense. So I guess if you want to see that, let me know if you like this video. I'm trying to meet a lot of influencers next week at GAT as well. I know Jake Snatter is going to be there, and there's going to be a full vlog on everything that happens there, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay tuned. And I'm going to try to vlog a lot more for you guys on this channel because I go to car meets every single weekend, and I want to let you guys in on everything that's happening. Also follow me on Instagram and TikTok at S58NY. If you haven't seen my video on why all the G80 M3s are crashing, you can watch that video right over here. I'm Ryan, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you later.